Hello and welcome to another episode of Dinner with the Macleans. Today we've got the Stoltman brothers, the legendary brothers from the Highland town of Invergordon, who are quite literally two of the strongest men in the world. Luke, the older brother, is 2 times European strongman champion, and Tom, he is 3 times world's strongest man. So they're big boys, and big boys need lots of fuel. So we talk about calories, we talk about fueling for, a big physical challenge. We talk about whiskey, their life in the Highlands, their plans for the Stoltman brand, and their future ambitions for their Stoltman legacy. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the episode. Let us know what you think and enjoy. Hello!
What's happening, guys? How we doing?
Hello.
Guys! How's it going?
Good, boys. How are yous?
Yeah, we're getting on.
Surviving.
Surviving, yeah. We've had an unfortunate spell of weather which is kind of pushing against us.
All right.
So we've been on power anchor the last
Odd.
36 hours. It's like this parachute you put under the water. And it kind of holds you where you still drift off course, like we were going backwards the last 24 hours, but it holds you, and then it's died down a little bit now, so we're pushing hard. We're trying to 3-up rowing.
To be honest, we kind of thought, I think from the rowing sea, we thought that having some time off the oars and just like sitting chilling out would be nice, but actually horrendous. Really not nice at all. It's yeah.
I bet, boys. Jeez,
Yeah.
oh man, you're hardy.
Where are you guys? You're tuning in from your studio.
Yeah, we're up in Invergordon, up in the Highlands.
Amazing. Wow.
Nice.
So we've
Cool.
we got told to get some food, so we've got a couple of paninis and a chicken kebab. So I don't think you lads will be eating the same, unfortunately.
I've got my porridge. I've got my oats. Yeah.
Oh, how does it taste? Is it okay, or is it?
It's actually all right. It's pretty plain. It's just oats, water, and then we've got these. There's a freeze dried. What? Should we tilt this up a little bit?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. There was a freeze drying company. Well, it's a farm called Arbuckle's Farm in Fife,
Right.
and they let us. It's their freeze dried fruit essentially, but they very very kindly let us use their freeze drying facilities. So we've actually cooked half the meals we've got out here. We cooked ourselves
Really?
in our junior school kitchen. We cooked it was absolute chaos. It was trying to cook 1,000 pre-prep 1,000 meals in we had the kitchen for I think 5 days, and it was just chaos. But and then bundled it all into this fridge van and drove it up to Dundee to try and get it freeze dried. But it's actually been one of the really good elements. We'll need to get you boys some of the homemade freeze dried stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, can't wait. Yeah.
I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it because it's nutritional, but it's really high calorie. I mean, at the end of the day, that's you guys are no aliens to need to keep the calories on, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. So what you's on? You must be on quite a few thousand calories a day, yes?
Yeah, I mean we're not massive blokes, so we're on about 6,000 each.
Right. Okay.
About that, which it kind of varies. Like some days we eat a little bit more, some days we eat a little bit less. It just depends on the weather. Like if we're wearing, I think, anticipate the next couple of days. If we're wearing 3-up for as much time as possible, we'll be eating quite a lot.
Wow.
But I mean, you guys, are you in a high calorie phase at the moment, or I mean, I feel like you must always be.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're on usually about 7,000, 8,000 when we're not competing, but I'm got a competition mid-August, so yeah, I'm up to the higher end now. I'm about 8,000. I'm about 9,000 right now, give or take.
Wow.
So it's I mean, 6,000 is a lot of food, especially when you're in the middle of a sea as well. But 9,000. It's a lot of, like you see here, chicken, just a lot of rice, pastas, just trying to get as much food as we can in. And yeah, it's hard work. The food's the hardest part for this what we're doing. So
What? Yeah, so I've got loads of questions. Like, what meal prep? Do you? I mean, do you cook your meals, or does your wife give you a hand with meal prep, or
I stay away.
What's that like?
If I cook my meals, I'd probably be in a grave. I mean, I'd give myself food poisoning. I can't cook. So we have actually a butcher down in Glasgow called Campbell's Meat. So they provide us with kilos and kilos of meat per month and per week, and they give us whatever we want. And then my wife's kind of just like you guys, probably cooking 300-400 meals in a week or something for us. So it's a lot of food, but she does all the cooking. I don't go into the kitchen whatsoever. So
Not that that's the stereotypical wife, get in the kitchen and cook me my dinner. But no, quite a lot of red meat, to be honest. Like a lot of steaks, a lot of steak mince, and prep for competition just seems to give you a bit more. It's higher calorie in it, so a lot of ribeye steaks at the moment, which is quite tasty.
Wow, yeah.
Probably get gout from that later on down the road. But I mean,
that's future problem. Yeah.
Yeah, future.
Do you have like in terms of like the hours of the day that you're eating? Do you just always eat, or do you try and have like a digestion window of certain number of hours? Or I'm curious to know about that.
I mean, for us, I think it's every 2.5 hours. I think it's very important to especially our nutritionist says to me, like, try and do every 2.5 hours, even if it's a protein shake, because like getting protein in the body every 2.5 hours is very important for recovery, for just gym and just the overall kind of energy and stuff. But we feel it. If I'm eating, say, at 8 a.m. in the morning and don't eat till 12:1, you feel the difference with that 4 hours of no food. Your body feels like it's deteriorating a wee bit, and you try and go into the gym and it's so much harder. But for me, about 2.5 hours, I try, if it's a perfect day, to try, and even if it's a protein shake or something, I'll try and just keep eating every 2.5 to 2 hours. So.
Wow,
That must make just logistically life quite difficult, because I suppose you have to always be at the ready to have a big meal, or like the meal that you're meant to be having. And like I suppose like traveling and things, I don't know, does that, or did you have cheat? I suppose you're not allowed cheat days if you're training for something.
We're allowed cheat days. I mean, that's why I chose a sports strongman, isn't it? Because every day is a cheat day. Right, I mean, traveling I think is obviously very, very hard. I mean, like, if you're flying to America and stuff, it's 10-11 hours, but that's when you just have to kind of do what you can. You get obviously the plane food, you may take an extra meal or two on, but you're obviously going to miss a few meals. But even when you're traveling around the UK, whatever, but it's just trying to make it up. At night time when we land, or wherever we land, we try and just maybe double up on our meal that night, and then then when we're into that routine, then we go back to it. But traveling's very hard, but there's obviously a way around it. There's a lot of kind of snacks out there now. It's more just not being pressurized and eating the big meals. Like I used to think, if I don't eat my steak and potatoes when I'm traveling, I'm going to lose weight, lose like the muscle and stuff. But now it's like, right, you got protein bars, protein shakes. Just drink that when you're traveling to make it easier. But traveling is very, very hard for both of us.
When you
Well, it's the same as you guys. You have to. It's like about that meal prep. You're obviously doing it in a huge sense. 1,000 odd meals is pretty extreme. But as long as we're taking accountability for ourselves, making it that, like, I can batch cook a load of steak mince. So mince rice. My go-to at the moment is steak mince, rice, avocado, and then drizzle some honey in the top. It's really tasty. So it's like basic. It's not rocket science, but just consuming that. I mean, Tom's
just big portions.
That's it. Yeah, it's just hard. It's kind of in your 4th or 5th meal of the day, and you're like, I could just. Want a glass of apple juice would be nice rather than a steak dinner.
Yeah, honestly, it's been like, it's been really interesting this trip, because so we're on like day like 88. Wow,
Jeez,
but so it's been fascinating. Like we did a trip a few years ago. We did a row, like an Atlantic row, but that was only 35 days. So it's in comparison to this, it was quite short. But I think one of the biggest like things we've been blown away by is just like, of all the things we're, like sleep, we're not getting much sleep. We're probably getting like 4 or 5 hours a day. But the fueling and hydration, I think in particular out here, just because it's been so hot, the hydration, like for how we feel, our entire experience out here can be turned upside down if we just get dehydrated and we're not getting enough electrolytes in. But I think it's the same with the fueling. Like, if we just leave it a little bit too long, to have the next meal, we start feeling quite hungry. You've missed the boat and it's too late. So it's
Your day's ruined.
I know, literally.
It takes like 24 hours to get back into it.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Jeez,
And like
oh boys.
more so than sleep. Like, I think that is what gives you energy. It's, we actually, because we've just been on power anchor, we've obviously not been rowing. We weren't rowing through the night. And so we had the opportunity to get a slightly longer rest last night. And, we thought it would be lovely. Like, we've got like 8 hours of, me and Ewan were sharing one of the cabins. Jamie was up forward.
He's only wee. He's back here, but he's on yours.
He's grafting away. Jeez, oh wow.
But we've woken up today and we've all got like sore backs and like our muscles are like, I don't know if our bodies have like suddenly snatched the opportunity and gone into recovery. And yeah, we all feel kind of terrible this morning. We don't feel great. So we're looking forward to going back to our 4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
Maybe it's a lie then. Maybe you don't need sleep for recovery. Like, nah, screw that. Give me 4 hours sleep and I can keep going for 100 days straight. Maybe that's
probably
the
not
trick.
very sustainable, to be honest.
No.
But, yeah.
100 days top out. That's it. That's you got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jeez,
And
oh boys.
yeah, what about you guys? Like, is sleep a really important factor for, I suppose, for your recovery and training? It must be like.
Yeah, I mean, I think sleep is they were probably one of the most important days. But like you said as well, like the hydration, I think hydration is just as important as food. But especially water's good, but I think electrolytes is one of like the most underrated supplements you can use.
100%.
Even day to day, like when I wake up, I make sure I have electrolytes, but then if I go a lot too long without drinking them, I just feel my mouth gets dry. I feel sluggish.
Totally.
So that's just that's how I feel. But sleep, for me, I make sure I get at least 8-9 hours, and I know it's my body. I know exactly if I'm got too little, I'll wake up the next day, I won't be able to perform. So I need that kind of. Luckily, we got a bed. I got a bed made for myself that's 8 foot long. So it's the first bed that I've not had my feet dangling off. So it's unreal. I get lost in it. So it's.
Is that like a custom mattress? What goes like?
Yeah, so it's a company called Duxiana. They make beds just out of springs and stuff, and it's like they've done it for like Tottenham Hotspur NBA and stuff, and it's like 8 foot by 6 foot, and it's like a recovery bed. So like, if you've got injuries, you can make it like hard, soft, medium at certain parts of your body, and all that kind of stuff. So it's unbelievable. I didn't used to miss my bed when I went away to hotels and stuff, but now I'm like. Right, I know the difference in what a alright sleep is to what a good quality sleep is now. So,
what are you guys sleeping on? What have you got? Is it beds there, or is it like hammocks?
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's like a bit of foam that's about that thick.
Oh God!
And
I'd last an hour.
And it's just, I mean, it's when you're exhausted, you fall asleep regardless. Like, it doesn't really matter. But we had a period. So before this. The conditions that have been against us, just before that we were in a bit of a storm, so we had a thing called an anti-cyclone hit us, so it was big conditions. Probably the biggest we've been in. Winds of like 40 mile an hour winds and like quite big waves. But the frustrating thing was that waves, generally speaking, if you've got those conditions, the waves should follow the wind. And then the boat we're on, you can't really see, but it's essentially like a giant surfboard. So it's quite flat bottomed. It's not like a yacht. It doesn't have a big keel, like a displacement keel.
Right.
So it stays quite high on the water. And if you catch a big wave, right, like surfing, it just takes off and it surfs down these massive waves, and it's great. It's great fun. You go up to like 20 miles an hour. But those are the conditions that like we really enjoy. But the storm that just passed, unfortunately, it had every 10th wave just came 90 degrees to the other waves and just hit us.
Oh, wow.
On. And it just meant everything got wet. Everything got wet, including the cabins and these pitiful little beds. These little foam just absorbed water.
And like, then it was torturous. Especially the stern cabin. The bow cabin was okay, but the stern cabin, my God, it was.
Jeez, oh boys.
It would like we were all at the stage that you just prefer standing on deck. Like you're just like it's so because you're getting you're like a sausage in a frying pan. You're getting like flipped around the cabin, and so you find like a little dry patch, and then the next wave comes in and like tosses you onto the side, and it was pretty horrible. Terrible. So I think sleep after this trip, that's going to be a problem. I think I might need to get a link to this mattress maker. They're not big enough.
Come up and try Tom's bed.
Big people.
We're fine.
The big people. Don't worry.
You can all come and have a nice cozy night in my bed.
That'd be quite nice if you've got like 2 feet of bed below your feet. That would be,
Do you ever get like, because I would be pretty scared or fearful. I don't know, just being out in the ocean, it is mad for me. The ocean, I think, is so intimidating. But see, when the storms come in, do you like get a wee bit? Does your arse tighten up a wee bit?
I would say this one, the one we've just had. I had a pretty scary moment. What Jamie was describing, these like side-on waves, and I had a scary moment one of the nights. I was actually standing right where I am now, and the stern cabin's here, and like the kind of key things, the key 2 bits of safety on this boat are clipping on. Got like climbing harness, and then you clip on with like a proper carabiner. So you're always tethered to the boat. And then the other thing is always having the cabin doors shut, because if this boat flips upside down, and we had like a few cases, we didn't fully go over, but we had like 3 of, it's called like a knockdown. It's pretty much, it's as close as you can get to flipping upside down without actually going. So everything gets, but anyway, I was getting into the cabin, standing, looking up, checking for like a gap in the waves. And right like here, this just like pyramid of water, like it was like 15-20 foot high, and it just came in and totally took me out. And like actually I kind of hit the lifelines beside me, and just flipped off the boat, and was like it was pitch black, very disorientated, and I was being like trailed behind the boat. Unfortunately, like this like harness saved my life 100%. So that was definitely it was probably like that night I was pretty shaken. I was like, I was in the stern cabin, the wet one. I was kind of sitting there like, fucking hell, this is as bad as it gets. But nah, it's I think generally speaking, like these boats, they are really, really safe, and it's like they're pretty unsinkable. And like as I say, you can flip it upside down and it'll self-right as long as the cabin doors don't fill with water. So I don't know. What do you think, Jimmy? Did you feel?
Yeah, I think there's definite. Yeah, there's little moments at various points. It's not necessarily always the massive conditions. It's actually probably, I think I've probably felt most scared is when I haven't fueled properly, because I think just like my body's out of sync, and it's when I start not enjoying the experience, and then you look around and it's just ocean as far as you can see. There's nothing here. Like we haven't seen a boat for probably about 3 weeks, and like over the whole crossing we've only seen like 3 or 4 boats. We've seen one airplane. So like you're very much you're on your own. So it's in those moments when you're maybe just feeling a bit fed up and tired, and you haven't fueled properly, and you look around and you're like, fucking hell, like this. There's so much still to go, and we're at day 88 now. We've probably got 30 to 40 days left, which in comparison, relatively speaking, it seems manageable, but it's still quite a long time. And when you're feeling a bit down, that's when it really gets to you.
What about I'm petrified of the sea. I hate not seeing underneath. What about creatures? Have you come across any big, massive sea creatures?
Sea creatures?
Like stuff that much,
Sea creatures.
That would be the scariest thing in the world if you.
Plenty sea creatures. We've had a whole range. birds all the way across. I know that's not really what you mean, but so we had plenty of them. We've had a load of sharks, probably half a dozen sharks. We saw a
stuff up.
hammerhead shark
Oh yeah.
a few days ago, which is quite cool. I think when we get closer to Oz, like we actually have to get in the boat. So every week we have to clean the hull. You get quite a lot of growth on the bottom of the boat, and that it creates drag and slows us down. So I think when we get close to Australia, we've been told there's loads of great whites. So we should maybe, I don't know, just be like extra careful. Maybe if we can avoid it, not get it.
God, awesome. Sounds amazing.
You know, a load of whales. We've seen some whales, humpback whales, flying fish. Those are dolphins. Flying fish.
Oh, flying fish, like the most regular thing. We actually, since the Marquesas, which were a group of islands about halfway, it's died down a bit. But before that, flying fish, they're just absolutely everywhere. Like they're quite big. They're about the size of a mackerel, and they fly at the perfect height to take out a rower who's sitting. They travel at some speed. And there's been various occasions where they've bounced off our heads and stuff, or you're on your night shift on your own, and it's like someone's tapping you on the shoulder, and it's flying. You turn around, there's a flying fish.
Oh man, that's trippy.
But it is trippy, yeah. But they're actually a bit of a nuisance, because then the little ones that haven't quite learned how to fly, they just go with the winds, and unfortunately they all just get tossed on deck, and you get up in the morning, and the deck is just littered with carcasses of baby flying fish, and they've started rotting, and it starts to smell. It's all a bit of a nuisance.
Man.
That's about it. No giant squid or any like proper sea monster.
I mean, sharks are. I'd call for a helicopter to get out there, like.
Call for a helicopter. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Sharks.
Oh.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna swap with Ewan, but really, really lovely to chat to you both.
Yeah,
You too, buddy. Good luck with the rest of the trip.
Yeah, be safe, man.
Yeah, hope to meet you when we're back in Scotland. It'd be great
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
We'll come for a session.
yeah, we'll come for a session.
Come for a session. And a cuddle in Big Tommy's bed. That'd be nice.
Big sleepover.
Am I right in saying you guys have got some other siblings and one other brother? Yeah.
Yeah, we got a wee brother and then two. I've got two older sisters too.
I've got two older sisters. I've got two younger sisters. Yes. So Harry's 6'5" actually. So he's a big lad.
Wow.
So have you heard? Do you know the Denny Stones? Have you heard of them?
You know, yes, I have. I mean, I don't know where they are or what significance they have, but I have heard of them.
They're just like these historic stones, whatever. So we all. There's a photo over there, actually. All three of us lifted the Denny Stones. It was last year, I think it was. So it's quite cool. So, how you doing, mate? You all right? Look
Hey, how we doing?
Hey.
Looking
Oh
pumped,
man, this is so cool. Honestly, like following you guys over the last couple of years. I just hear you talking about the Stones. I saw the video you three lifted them. Honestly, it's such an honor to chat to you guys. Like such an amazing thing. You guys, three brothers. Well. Two kind of like really leading the sport in top of the game, and it's amazing to be flying the flag for Scotland in that way. So very cool.
Right back at you guys. I mean, what you're doing is it's mental. How did you like? Obviously, did you just have like a bottle of whiskey and thought, right, let's just row across the Pacific? It can't be that hard.
Funnily enough, our old man, our dad's he's a whiskey expert. So he's written about. Probably about 20 books on single malt Scotch whiskey, and yeah, genuinely. So there's a lot of whiskey in the house, but
all right.
I don't think it was over a bottle of whiskey. I think it was the original plan. To be honest, I think the Atlantic, to be fair, was largely influenced by that. We had Jamie was out in Stockholm, weren't you, for a year, and this was before we decided to do the Atlantic, and Jamie and Lachlan had been chatting about doing it because this is kind of annual race. So they've been chatting about doing it. Unbeknown to me, I was working down south, and we all went out to visit Jamie in Stockholm with Mum. And the three of us it was basically a big night out. Yeah, I found out these guys were talking about the Atlantic. I was like, "You're absolutely kidding! You're going to do this without me? Absolutely not! Like, can you imagine any family event, forever in the future? Like, how was that experience? Right."
You'd be the left one out. You wouldn't be able to say anything, would you? You would just...
Yeah, that's it.
Ah,
No,
all right.
so yeah, I guess that was over a bottle of whiskey. But this one kind of came a bit more naturally. It was kind of, we wanted to do another big trip and try and raise a big chunk of money for charity. So that was kind of where it came from.
And what was... So the charities, it's like clean water. It's... what significance does that like hold to you? Is it... Is there like
so we started fundraising for clean water projects on our Atlantic crossing, and to be perfectly honest, like, it was a charity. We met with a bunch of, like, at the time, we had this. Well, Lachlan saw like an advert for the Atlantic race, and then, as Ewan says, he chatted to me, and then Ewan gone, and then we started to realize that we needed to build like essentially like a brand to make this thing possible, to get sponsors on board, to fund it, things like that. But we also soon learned that if the capacity that something like a big challenge like that has to raise some funds for a good cause. So we met with a bunch of charities in Edinburgh, and we settled with Children First, a children's charity, and then a clean water charity, Feedback Madagascar, clean water in Madagascar. And
nice.
But in truth, at the time, when we were rowing across the Atlantic, I think clean water was still like an abstract idea to us. It's like, you guys know too well, like back in Scotland, it would never cross your mind not to have clean water. There's just too much of it. Yeah. It's in excess, and I think for anyone in the developed Western country, that's the case. And it's not until you don't have it, or you see people who don't have it, that you actually begin to appreciate.
It's like your health. As soon as you don't have your health, you miss it. You're like, I can't do any of the things that I was able to do. If we've got an injury, it's like so frustrating. And I think with water, it's similar. You take it for granted.
Exactly. Yeah. And then so we raised a bunch of cash for clean water projects, but then it wasn't until we went out to Madagascar and actually saw the projects in person, and saw a village that had clean water boreholes and one that didn't, and just the stark contrast in people's health and their happiness, and in particular children, like it's children who get affected the most.
Yeah.
And then seeing like the catalytic effects of clean water. So it's not just water. It's not just clean water. It affects every aspect of life, essentially. It affects like health, education, women's rights, because it's quite often women who have to go and collect the water from dirty sources, conservation, so many areas. So it helps every aspect of life prosper. And I think, again, like, we didn't appreciate that until we saw it in person. So we came back from that. We started like a family charity that's its core purpose is raising funds for clean water projects.
Oh, cool.
And then it was like, I think there was still that itch that hadn't been scratched, like there might always be. And so we began talking about, right, how do we do another big challenge that gives us, a lot of fulfillment and purpose in life, but also serves a greater purpose and helps us raise as much money as possible for clean water projects. And we had a few different ideas, and then we were like, let's go for the biggest ocean that we can, and hopefully that all brings some attention to it.
We don't horribly regret it by the end.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's so cool. I mean, because we're quite, I guess, ignorant over here to that cause, isn't it? It's like you can switch on a tap and drink your water. It's fine. Like, it's so.
It's hard to relate to, honestly, and I guess it's just, we found it's really impactful. It's really like, it's good bang for buck. But being in really kind of, in those kind of terms, like 30 quid will give one person clean water for the rest of their an entire lifetime. And like a lifetime of having clean water means like not having kind of stunted development through your early years. You're able to go to school because you're not sick. You're then able to work. Life, like the expectancy goes on a bit longer because you're not subjected to diarrheal diseases and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like for 30 quid, that's like, it's pretty worthwhile. So that's kind of in those kind of terms, we've kind of it's just a good cause to support. But
it's insane for when you think about it, like how that's still a thing. Like some people, a lot of people don't have clean water. It just blows your mind. Like the money, and it's just.
It's like 10% of the world's population, which is absolutely. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It was actually it's fascinating. Like we obviously, like, to pass the time out here, we listen to a lot of audiobooks, podcasts, things like that. We haven't finished it yet, but 13 Minutes to the Moon. It's about the Apollo moon landing, and when JFK, the president at the time in the US, was thinking about
how do we, what will make his presidency? It was a toss up between putting like hundreds of billions into funding the moon project, or the other option was could we solve the global water crisis and put all that money into desalinators around the world, and they went with the moon project. But like it's crazy. Like I think the money is there. It just requires people to understand and get behind it. Like, so I've got a question for you guys. It's funny. We've been kind of since being out here, we've obviously had a lot of time to think, and I think we've been kind of too much time, but we've been like just yearning for being back in Scotland, and particularly being back up. We've got a wee croft way up top Scotland, a wee place called Ned up in Assynt, and like you guys have obviously, you've stayed local to Scotland, obviously, and to where you grew up. And I guess the question is, what in 10 years' time, what's the kind of vision for you guys? What's the dream? Will you still be where you are, in Scotland? What's the plan?
Yeah, I mean, for 100%, we're in a small town called Invergordon in the Highlands, so we're born and bred here. And at 10 years' time, I mean, the biggest vision for us is we want to open a big, massive kind of strength hub for the next kind of generation of strongmen from the local areas like this that don't get as much opportunities as the bigger cities do, and like all that kind of stuff in the doorstep. We want to build a big HQ where you can go through best facilities, physio rooms, hot and cold, everything on your doorstep, and just pay them to be like, right, you're going to be the next Luke Stoltman, you're going to be the next Tom Stoltman. And that's our biggest goal, because I mean, we could have easily went to London and Glasgow and bigger cities like that, but I think that's how myself and Luke have been so successful in this sport as well, because when we first started Strongman, we had to go and find stones to lift, and we had uneven ground. We were lifting on gravel, we were lifting with bent bars. So like then you go down to Glasgow or Edinburgh, and they have the nice bars and nice gyms, and you're like, okay, this is what it's like to be a city boy. So honestly, we had
a similar thing with some of our training for the Atlantic, where we had to pick tractor tires and stones and stuff like that. You see all the other teams that are well funded, or military teams or whatever, these like amazing gyms, and it's like, and we're there like barbarians, just like chucking rocks around and stuff.
That's what makes that's what makes us mentally stronger for as well. We have to go out and actually work for it. But I think that's our biggest passion. We're in the process right now of making a bigger gym as we speak, and we're going to be starting hosting strongman competitions and all different other competitions as well for like the local area and first timers and that. So it's just growing that, and just trying to raise as much as up the profile as we can in Invergordon and the Highlands, because there's so many talented people up here, but like you said, they're so hidden because they don't get that platform or that opportunity to be able to go, look, you are good enough to go up against these big city guys and take on the world, do it. And we want to give that platform to people. So
that's amazing. It's awesome.
Did you say
cool.
You're up in whereabouts is the croft, did you say?
It's a wee town called Ned. So it's near, it's about an hour north of Ullapool.
Oh, right.
It's on the west coast. Not too far from Lochinver.
Oh,
if you know.
Right. Yeah. Oh, lovely. That's a nice spot of the world up there.
Oh, it's a great spot. It's the place that we all yearn for when you're, in the middle of an ocean. You haven't seen something green or any land for months. You just think back to nice, luscious Scottish hills, bluffs. I miss it.
An iron brew.
A fizzy drink, a cold fizzy drink. Oh my! God. Everything's warm, obviously. I mean, the cabins here. They're like saunas. Honestly, it's so hot, and like sleeping at night is horrendous. But I've actually seen one. I've seen an ocean rower who he must have brought out a tiny wee mini fridge, and he would switch it on, once every 2,000 miles or something like that, and just cool down a single can. And there's a video of him, honestly, and he's obviously absolutely loving it. And it's you don't have those luxuries out here, but that'll be so good. Cool down room we get back.
Nice, man. And you said your dad's a whiskey expert, because we're actually releasing a bottle of whiskey the next month or so.
No way.
Yeah, so we'll have to take you a few bottles of whiskey down. We'll maybe sample it together in celebration.
Great. That'd be so cool. Yeah, no, we'd love to. I mean, link you up with Dad as well, because I think he'd love to. He's Charles Maclean. If you give him a search. But yeah, no, it's been done as part of the kind of charity fundraising. A big part of that, so it's been with Dad, and a big part of it has been doing whiskey releases as well. So we've been doing kind of single cask releases. And at the moment we've got we've got a Rassay on sale at the moment. There's like 250 bottles. It's small runs. But
nice.
every bottle sold gives one person clean water for life at least.
Jeez,
And we've got Arden American, great wheat distillery on the west coast. They produce a whiskey called Maclean's Nose. It's a blend. And they're amazingly they've pledged to give us £5 for every bottle sold of that as well at the moment. So we're quite involved on the whiskey side as well. It's cool.
That's class, man.
We're dead keen. We'll have to have a dram. Have a session and then go and have some whiskeys when we get back. That'd be really cool.
No, I'll be buzzing.
Is it a local whiskey?
Yeah, it's so it's gonna from the Invergordon distillery. So we're gonna call it's Newmore 42. It's gonna be called. So Newmore is the place where our granddad settled when he came over from Poland during the World War. So he escaped like Nazi war camps, prisoner war camps and stuff. And 42 was the year that he came over. So it's kind of
in honour of him.
Yeah, so just a bit funny as well, because any excuse to have a wee whiskey now and again. It's maybe not the best for training, though. That's the only problem. And it's I know. You have a couple of like grams, and then it's like, oh well, I'll maybe have a couple of more, and then the bottle's done, and you're sat naked in the kitchen alone crying. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
We decided to. I mean, it was probably 2 months before. Maybe 3 months actually. We kicked the booze entirely just before we left. Just in the kind of lead up. But Dad was like, my son, you're no sons of mine. It was livid. No,
that's funny.
But it's quite funny. He couldn't understand it.
And so do you all stay up north then? Is that where you all stay, or is it just yourselves that are in the croft?
No, so Dad's based in Edinburgh, and the three of us share the croft, but we're kind of like there's kind of one of us is there all the time. We kind of rotate a bit. But I think the ambition certainly is to when we get back, we want to build some little cabins or whatever we can get planning for.
Nice.
Up there and base ourselves full time, I think is the ambition. I mean, it obviously has its challenges, being so remote, and we need to come up with other means of work and things like that. But it's where our hearts will lie. So I think we'll try and make it work. You might be. I'll see what happens. I was working down south for Dyson, who are based kind of outside Bristol. So I've been there for the last like 10 years, and for this project, kind of had a bit of my notice to move back up to Edinburgh. And was like living with Dad pretty much for some kind of weird thing to do in your 30s. It was like for the 6 months in the lead up to this, just because it was so intense and we needed to be together as much as possible. It's because it's the actual route itself sounds ridiculous, but it's almost the easier part. It's getting to the start line that is the challenge, because it's the sponsorship game. It's just relentless, and like trying to raise the funds necessary to do it, and to also put in all the training and the preparation and the food and get the boat prepped. Yeah, the boat is such a massive aspect of it. You've got to get it right. So there's a huge amount of stuff to do. Huge amount. So we all ended up moving in with our dad in our 30s for 6 months.
Nice.
Lachlan's in his 20s, so it's not quite as sad.
The younger. Your dad must have loved that, though, did he? You must have been buzzing.
He did and he didn't. It was the flat was in absolute chaos for so much of the time, and then we left, and it was peace, because it was so funny. We left in a bit of a whirlwind because we had just so much stuff to pack. We had like 8 hold luggages to bring out to Peru, and we phoned. We kind of felt bad because Dad was away at the time, and he came back the day after we left. And we phoned him up a few days later, being like, he's probably
quite low. There's no one in the flat. It's probably really quiet, and he's probably just sitting there, quite sad. And we phone him up. We're like, Dad, is everything okay? He's like, it's absolute bliss. The flat's clean and tidy, and it's so quiet, and it's so. We were like, okay, see you later, mate.
Cheers, Dad. Aye, thanks. See you in 100 days or so. Aye.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I was on you go. Sorry.
no, I was just going to say, I just saw the bit with Mark Wahlberg. That must have been pretty wild speaking to him, was it?
So bizarre. So bizarre. It came out of the blue. We've got no links to Mark Wahlberg, but he was kind of through one of our sponsors. They managed to get in touch with someone, and then it was got to Mark Wahlberg somehow, and he was just up for a call, just to kind of wish us good luck and have a wee chat. And it was hilarious. He was loving it. So we've actually spoken to him twice now. He's just given us kind of not much notice. He's just called in and been like, "Keep going, boys. We got this."
Jeez, man.
He zooms in for like 10 minutes, gives us an inspiring chat, and then buggers off. It's great. Oh, it's awesome. Honestly, the support has been so cool from the likes of yourselves and like so many other folk that have been up for a chat, and then everyone at home, everyone that's been donating and sending us messages of support. It's been awesome, to be honest. It's been amazing to be part of it. It's been really cool. It's been really cool.
Well, it should be, mate. It's like such a epic thing you're doing. It's not just like a wee stroll down a canal, is it? It's like pretty wild. Even like, because I know when we go away and compete and stuff, or when we work together, it's like sometimes there's like tensions, in that whatever aspect. So I guess, is there certain tensions between you as well, or is it pretty chilled when you're?
We were going to ask you about that as well, because we've got it's a pretty small space on the boat, so we can't really wrestle or anything like that. It'd probably end pretty badly. So we tend to just it's because there's three of us. It kind of helps for decisions. Like we can just if two of us want to do one thing and the other is at odds with that, then you just like it enough that you just kind of you go with the majority. And that makes it kind of a bit easier to just kind of, we've got that rule and we just follow it, and that's it. But I mean, we tend to be pretty good.
Yeah, we're pretty good. The closest we've come to a tussle has been over food.
Yeah,
it's been like
that's how we tussle.
It's probably like you guys. It's whoever's had more than their fair share of the tub of peanut butter. Then there's a stern speaking to.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think, as Ewan says, like, because of the intensity of the environment, you kind of have to. I mean, it's the beauty of being brothers. Like, you can just be brutally honest, and you can when someone's annoying you, you can just say it how it is, and that they're not going to take it to heart, and they're going to, it's just that a little bit easier. I'm sure you guys find it the same. Like, we for us it's like our superpower that there's three brothers, to be honest, because it's we all have quite similar outlooks on life. We're doing this for the same reasons, and we're all cut from the same cloth. So at the end of the day, we tend to get along. So that helps a lot out here. And I'm sure I don't know if it's the same for you guys. Like being brothers must be critical to
Oh, big time.
No, we hate each other. We fight every day, and
Well, I saying about
no, I'm joking.
well, it was lucky. Like one of the best times for us was like, during not the best times,
COVID
but
was.
like during COVID. Obviously, it was really tough for everyone. But Tom and I were still competing, so we went out to World's Strongest Man, and it was the first time Tom won in Sacramento. Was it Sacramento in California?
Yeah.
So like you go to Heathrow and like there's no one there. It's like we're like, oh shit, this is weird. But then we've got each other. You've got that unconditional love and that energy. So when we were there, like we had a teammate. It was like you had someone in your corner, even though you're against each other. But it was just that really kind of, I don't know, just showed the energy between family, between kind of brothers, and that love that you have for each other. Because like, Tom wants me to do the best I can, and vice versa. We just both want each other to succeed. And
it's like what you guys do. It's a superpower, and I think it's also a cheat code as well. Because you three doing this, that what you're doing together is special, and it's and the same with us. But there's always disagreements and stuff as well, and you always get that. But like you said, you can just tell them to the point. It's like, look, you're annoying me, shut up, or blah blah blah, and vice versa. But we're Like, yeah, when it comes to the strongman kind of stuff, even with training, you know, like, the good thing about having each other as well is one of us might not be motivated to train, and then you can go, look, come on, you know what you're doing this for, let's do it. And then that helps so much as well. Just having each other just to, you know, get each other out of bed every single day is a very surreal feeling that we're able to do this together and go on a journey together. Just like you guys are doing right now as well. It must be incredible. So,
Oh, I can totally, yeah. I mean, that resonates totally. I mean, for the training especially. I mean, I suppose we had 6 months where we were kind of all over the place, and then coming back and all being together. Just the motivation to kind of get in the gym. You know, you don't want to go and necessarily spend 2 hours on an erg, but if you've got your brother beside you, at least you're both going through it. It's a bit miserable, but
Was
and
there
once you're there, it's great, to be honest. But it's just getting there in the first place sometimes.
Who's the most competitive out there in training? Do you have did you have little competitions and stuff, or was it kind of?
I think Jamie. I think you are. Yeah, I think maybe. Quietly you are.
Yeah, maybe. I think
Maybe not.
Yeah, yeah. I think, you know, the training aspect, you know, it was all, you know, you could excel if we all had the time, you know, because there was so much other stuff going on. You know, training was obviously a priority, but every now and then it would, you know, things would happen and would miss a few days here or there, and which would, you know, generally speaking, yeah, it was obviously would throw that week into disarray. But I think I was fortunate that I had, you know, because I was running my own business, I had the time to allocate, and I could make sure that, you know, that I was not missing trying to miss as few days as possible, and that obviously paid off. So the occasional tests we did, yeah, I mean, we were all pretty.
Depends how you measure it, because we're all different.
That's what I usually say to Tom as well. It depends how you measure it. I'm 40, you're 30, you're 6 foot 8, I'm 6 foot 3.
Exactly. I think so. I mean, I'm quite, obviously compared to you guys, I'm like 68, kind of 70 kilos, like quite light. Lachlan's in his kind of 85, something like that.
Right.
85 kilos. So like power per kilo, I'm you know.
Yeah, we got you. Don't worry. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're the strongest guy in the world, basically. That's. Oh, it's
Honestly.
funny. It's the same across the world. I think with brothers and family, and like, you're always like, well, you know, if I was 10 years younger than you, Tom, I'd be smashing it as well, and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh, that's class.
Guys, we don't want to take any more of your time. It's been such a pleasure to chat to you, though. Honestly, it's been inspiration. You're as I said at the beginning, it's a real honor to chat to you. You know, you're top of the sport, and it's just so cool to see, you know, you guys from Scotland. Yeah, fellow brothers. Yeah, really. Yeah, it's cool.
Thanks, guys. No,
same with you guys as well. Keep smashing it, and we look forward to getting that whiskey back in the Highlands once you're over the line.
We'll do a session and a whiskey,
and we'll bring you some of the free-fried food as well. Bring you some.
Can't wait. It's good. Right, guys. Be safe. Stay here, guys.